Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yep. So,
Well, I'm totally excited for this.
right. So, what's your major, by the way?
It's exercise physiology.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So you need this for your major then?
Not necessarily. I can. It's just more just in case if it's for grad school and stuff.
Cool.
So,
Yeah. So
just lots of taking.
the first, I thought because it's the first week, the chapters 2 and 3 are pretty simple. Our lessons 2 and 3 are pretty simple, so I thought we could discuss both of them.
Okay.
Did you have a chance to look at those lessons?
Yes, I did. I was able to do the homework except on lesson 3. I wasn't able to complete it. Because I don't have the SPSS completely downloaded yet.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was able to do part 2. Still trying to figure out that.
Yeah, I don't have it yet either, and so I'm just like, well, I'll have it later.
Right.
Yeah. It was more like if I had it, I know I could do it, so I'm okay, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And like the first chapter I think was pretty easy. It was interesting learning some of those vocabulary words and how they would put it, and it was like, okay. But mostly in chapter 3, I think the hardest thing was how to determine standard deviation. I think was the most complicated thing ever in the chapter.
Yeah.
But even that, do you understand how to get that from data?
I know how to do standard deviation in like a couple different ways, like through Excel and through the calculator, like by hand, but that's pretty much it.
Cool. That's the way I know it, is from Excel and by hand, Yeah. So, cool.
Well, let's see. Oh, I think I did have like one question.
Okay.
How do you? Cause I understand for the most part between the stratified sampling.
Oh, stratified and clustered?
Yeah, they just mess me up.
Okay, so basically for stratified is any data that is strung out based on like age group, So people who are 0 to 10 or 10 to 20 and 30 to 40, those are stratified groups, right? Clustered is saying like, okay, we have all these subjects like to take from, like, you got math and science and English and all that, right? And those are technically stratified, but instead of saying, okay, we're going to take some from English and some from math and some from science, we're going to say, okay, there's 5 subjects that are taught. And so a majority is 3. So we'll take from 3 of those subjects, we'll collect our data. So if you have English and math and science and music and foreign language, and you want to know how many are male, but you only ask math, science, and music, that's clustered. Because you're taking your blocks and you're sampling from the blocks and leaving other ones out. So.
Alright, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, whereas stratified is saying we'll take some from each one and look at the data.
Okay.
Yeah. That one always tripped me up too. Because, they're so similar.
Yeah, I think there was just like one of the problems where it could be either, like,
Right.
but I guess not.
It can really go either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's tricky for me too. I am terrible at math, by the way, so, I'm just praying that I can do this.
Yeah, I'm good at doing, like, arithmetic type math, not English math.
Yeah, it's a bit more, why can't I just Google the formula and figure it out that way, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have any other questions on lesson 2.
Okay. Yeah, and I think he wanted us to really understand the difference between a sample and a population, a sample and a population. As the population's everyone, and then a sample is just a part of it. But I just got the feeling that was something that has students mix up a lot, so I think that's something we might want to look out for. At least I know I will be.
Yeah, there was, it's kind of like, I think there was like a question on the homework quiz. Have you taken that yet?
Yeah.
And it was like one of like the voting. And I was like, well, which one's the population?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, no. But I ended up I got it wrong the first time.
Yeah, because the population is all registered voters in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one threw me off. I think the one I missed the first time was, it was the one where it was supposed to be everyone participating in the test was the subjects, but instead I said all men and women. I was like, no, I meant to say who are participating, but I didn't see it, you know, because it's right next to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how we could take it twice, because then I'm like, oh, no.
I know, right? You take it the first time, you're like, oh, okay, so it was this, and then you really kind of like, I know it now. Yeah.
Right.
I really like that idea of teaching that way. Instead of being like, no, you only get one shot. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
So then, if we go to chapter 3, was there any, like, issues that you had with, like, box plots and how to make those, or what those are, or...
For the most part, I feel fine. Like...
Okay.
Yeah. So I just took Math 108 last semester.
Oh, okay.
So... But they, like, did them for you, and you just had to choose which one was correct.
Yeah.
I liked that one better.
Right. Why can't they all be like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I haven't gotten around to taking the lesson 3 quiz, though.
Me neither.
Oh, okay.
I just started looking at this one today.
Yeah, I've had kind of a late week. I was, like, waiting for group members, and when I signed up for a group, like, no one else is in my box, so I'm just like, I hope someone signs up! So.
Yeah, I didn't really look. I was just like, oh, you know, that'll happen sometime. I just, like, put my name down and was like, I'll wait till somebody contacts me, because they'll be like, I could skip a week.
Right. Yeah, it's only the first week, I mean.
Yeah. So, like, part 1, because I haven't looked at the answer key yet.
Oh, for the homework?
On lesson 3. Part 1, number 1.
Yeah. Let me open that up real quick. Okay.
So, which one? I don't know, I've never, like, split them up before like that, like, thinking of
The shape.
The distribution, center, and spread.
So the shape is the overall form of it. You can see, oh, it's got a cluster here, and you got some outliers over here. And then the center...
That'd be C then.
Huh?
That'd be C then, right?
Let's see. Center of the distribution would be A, because it's the average, mean, median, mode. The center of it should be there. Standard deviation and variance. Oh, I thought I had this. Let me move this to where I can look at. Oh, too many tabs. No, don't say that. Here we go. So let's see if I can find this information. Spread of a distribution is under part 5 on the reading. And it says, you have studied 2 important characteristics of distribution, the shape and the center. In this section, you will discover ways to summarize the spread of the distribution of data. The spread of a distribution of data describes how far the observations tend to be from one another. So that would be like the standard deviation or the variance, because it's how far something is from the average, from the center of it. So spread would be B. The standard deviation and variance is the spread of distributions. The shape, you're right, I believe is C, which means that the center is A. Yeah. Did that make sense, my explanation?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I just need to, like, get like a, what's it called? Refresher?
Yeah.
Or something?
Well, I haven't taken math in years, so it's always like, ah! So, yeah, I came back and I took Math 108 last January, and I felt just so terrible. Because I'm like, I used to know all of this. And, yeah. But.
Okay, well, I guess we could do the quizzes.
Yeah, we can open those up. So I think if you go to the quizzes tab, lesson 2 group meeting quiz. You should take this quiz with your group during your meeting. Well, there you go. The link to the left gives you instructions. You have 2 attempts. You can view the previous attempts at any time. Alright. Alright, do you got it open?
I do.
I completed the individual preparation assignment before attending the group meeting. Yes.
I kind of have to actively participate when it's all like this does.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
Alright. So question 3. Researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experimental study would be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population would be and how they would determine which sampling method would best represent this population. Which of the 5 steps of statistical process are the researchers currently applying? They are designing the study? Yeah.